you Saber fans, it's your old pal, Not Too Sick. And this week we got something real special. We're going to interview some Saber nerd. All you nerds out there, we're going to interview you one at a time before we get through them all. You need to know those Saber nerds. You know, it's good to get to know your fellow Saber enthusiasts because you never know when somebody like Uncle Luke's going to come and strike you down. Or try to strike you down. Ah! That Saber's cool.
Hey, testing to see if y'all can hear me. We're on new internet, so testing to see if y'all can hear me. Trying to see if everything's working. New internet, not sure if it's working. So hopefully we have you guys. So I got tons of stuff to show you guys tonight. Awesome, glad that's working. Cheers, everybody, cheers. Kind of a hint of what's to come. I have been absent for 3 months, and I apologize. It's been busy. My wife's business got really crazy, and not only did my wife's business go crazy, but you know, she had surgery, so she wasn't able to come up here and you know, do her bracelets. So I've been doing my job and her job and trying to take care of her since her surgery. And I'm not doing that good of a job. I'm not a good nurse, but I'm doing the best I can. So it's great to see everybody. But, you know, I have been gone from the internet world. I just haven't had time to go streaming or get on here and talk to you guys. So, you know, tonight we're going to get out here and we're going to talk to you guys. And I was kind of looking for something. Stand by because I got something to grab. Hang on a second. So, hopefully you guys can hear me. So just really quick. So what's going on is I've been really busy. For those of y'all that don't follow me on Facebook, you know, and I got the full armor to go with that bad boy. So this is my TK helmet, and you know, the armor is all ready to go as well. So there you go. So for those of y'all that don't know, I got approved into the 501st Legion. You're looking at TK 74759. That was not an easy road to hoe. I was already a member of the 501st Legion as DS 74759, Kylo Ren, TFA, and hey, Cole Weathers. And, you know, when I applied to get the Stormtrooper armor and everything approved, I was really having a lot of struggles, and they got really political. And I don't want to go into that on here because it's depressing. But, you know, I will say this about the 501st Legion is that, in my opinion, there's a couple of different types of people in the 501st Legion. There's people that are, and y'all have seen them in the lightsaber community too, because the lightsaber community is almost like a microcosm of the Legion. You have people that are just absolute perfectionists and think that everything has to be absolutely perfect. Nothing can be off. Nothing is good enough unless it's perfect. And then you have people like me who are like, it's great. It looks good. It looks just like it's supposed to me. And, you know, I'm not in this for a power trip or to criticize people. I'm in this because, you know, we like going to wear our costumes, especially at children's hospitals where kids have cancer and, you know, things like that. That's really what I'm into. And the whole, you know, politics, you know, I'm better than you, my costume's better than yours. No. So at any rate, I got caught up in some of that drama when I was trying to get my TK approved. And I'll show you something, you know, that they were real critical of. this is my helmet, and what they were real critical of was the triangles below the eyes on the helmet. They wanted those to be more rounded. And my armor maker, the funny thing is he was caught up in some controversy, and I don't want to get too much into it, but the bottom line is that there's nothing wrong with that helmet, and there's nothing in the covenants and the CRL that say that they have to be curved. And if you go and look at the movies, and it depends on the lighting and the angles, but I think that helmet's accurate. So the bottom line is I finally got approved, but it was a huge pain in the butt. Next is what y'all can't see behind me. I'm telling you, I'm working on something right now. I just had something go hot off the press, so I'll show you guys. So I'm printing an E11 right now, which this is a stormtrooper rifle, and this is the 3D print for it. This is the beginning of the stormtrooper rifle here. So that's pretty cool. So the big thing was, for those of y'all that didn't know, after the Saber Nerds episodes with Mountain Sabers and also Benji Graham, I got a 3D printer. And, one of the first things I printed was this. And this was my first ever print. I printed some other stuff that was simple. But this is, my Mando helmet. This was attempt 1. And there are some things about this helmet that I don't like. Like, it's a little dull up here at top, and I can sand that and maybe get that a little bit more shiny. But I'm actually already making another Mando helmet, but I may try to refinish this one and make this one work. But yeah, that was black when I first printed it. And then here is my right shoulder bell with the Mudhorn crest on it, which is pretty cool. Try to put it up to the camera so you guys can maybe see the reflection of the computer or the reflection of my hand in there. So you can see how shiny I got that print. And, this is of course, the right shoulder armor for the Mandalorian. Yeah, I'm doing the whole Mando. Here, hang on a second. I'll show you some chest armor. I'm doing the whole thing. There you go. So there's the chest armor. Be about like that. And that's pretty cool. And then you got that out there. So I'm going to be sewing my own undersuit and doing the whole thing. But yeah, I'm doing the entire costume. So Benji's on. So I'm glad to see Benji. Yeah, I'm doing the whole Mandalorian costume. Man, that TV show, The Mandalorian, really, got me excited. And the funny thing was, my wife's business got I had Stormtrooper armor. I've had Stormtrooper armor for 5 years, and I just hadn't built it. And we needed the closet space up here for my wife's business. And that Stormtrooper armor was taking up like half the closet because it was in 3 boxes. And I said, we can clear out a lot of this closet, but I'm going to have to build this armor. I use it as an excuse, I guess, to build the armor. And so, I built my Stormtrooper armor, and I may have some pictures of it I can show you guys. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can pull up some pictures. Because I don't have the most current ones, but I can show you some. Just stand by. I'll try and get it where I can do a screen share. And then let me see if I can share screen. Present. I want to share my screen. Okay. And I'm hoping you guys are going to be able to see this, but there's my TK. That's my full armor. I am still working on that E11. That E11 is not right. But of course, I'm building a new one that I'm going to be stuffing with electronics. So that's going to be happening. Hey, could you guys, Jen's on there. Hey, could you guys see that screen? I don't know if you guys could see that screen or not, but I'm hoping you guys saw that screen. Do what, Jen? Okay, Jen says you could see the screen, so that's pretty cool. Oh no, can't see it. Well, cannot see it. Share screen. Share the screen. I want to share. Hang on a second. Or a window. I'm working on it. I'm going to share the entire screen. Hang on a minute. All right. So I'm hoping you guys are seeing the screen there, and then I'm going to pull up the file. I can't tell if that y'all are seeing that or not. Oh, y'all are looking at that. I don't want y'all to see that. It's weird because I have the picture up I want you guys to see, but it's not wanting to show it, which is really weird. And I'm trying to share my whole screen, but it's not showing it. Did it show it at all? Let's see what Benji said. You have to click the box. Hang on a minute. I'm going to stop sharing. Let's try it again. I'm new to this part of StreamYard, so Benji says backseat streaming. I'll backseat drive. Just keep talking. Yeah, I hear you. I'm just trying to. I want to present a share screen, and I just want to do a window. There, that's the window I want to share. Share that. Can y'all see that? It's a nightmare, right? So that's my TK there, and that's pretty cool that you guys can see that. But that's my full TK. So yeah, I've actually gone quite mad with the costumes. So I just wanted you guys to see that, which is pretty cool. So that's my TK, which is pretty awesome. So glad you guys got to see that. And again, here's the helmet for that TK. And, it's pretty awesome. I'm still working on it, perfecting some things on it, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, making it happen. And then, the Mando armor. The Mando armor is pretty fun. There is the Mudhorn signet on the right shoulder bell, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm doing the whole costume. I'm going to sew the undersuit, and then all the armor will get attached to it. And then, this helmet really isn't ready to wear, but kind of give y'all an idea. It's pretty awesome stuff. Pretty cool stuff. I'm excited about it for sure. I'm into more than just lightsabers. I know most of us are into sabers, but I got a lot more going on than sabers. So, it was kind of cool because this whole building the stormtrooper thing, and hey, it's good to see you, Jeremy. Jeremy signed on. Jeremy, good Lord, man, that Jedi Slayer that you built today, holy crap. I haven't even had a chance to comment on that video, but the 2020 LEDs in the back of that thing, sick. That was just a great lightsaber. I did see the video. That was incredible. That was just a great install, Jeremy. I keep wanting you to share the Graflex Grandmaster Supreme thing, whatever that is called. But at any rate, yeah, building the 3D printers and the Benji got me into 3D printing stuff. I got stuff 3D printing right now. I mean, I'll spin this around. You can see the 3D printer. It's working on more gun parts now. But I'm off the deep end on the 3D printing stuff. And let me show you all something else. Says, I'm going to finish I finished my cross guard, my KROR cross guard, and the chassis that first came out when they got these things were absolute junk. And so what happened was this is kind of what the chassis is supposed to look like, with this little nub that goes into the engine. And this is what the one looked like that was in there. It broke off. So actually, Jeremy sent me his STL files for his KROR crossguard chassis, and I'm in the midst of reinstalling this crossguard, which will be for sale. And I'm actually going to put Profi 3.7 in this, which I want to talk about that tonight too, or 3.9 now. But I appreciate it, Jeremy, for the heads up on that, the help on that, and I'm pretty excited now. The Profi board 3.9's dropped since the last time we talked, and I got this one from Electronics 123. And just really quick, on the Profi board 3s, I didn't have any heads up that they were dropping. It was actually a surprise to me as much as it was everyone else, which I thought was kind of surprising since I was one of the beta testers. But I did beta test those boards, and I will say this, that Profi board 2.2s are still fine. And going back to stare at the ceiling, poor Jen. She's been stuck on the couch since April. Jen's surgery was in April, and she is in a non-weight bearing cast. She had major ankle reconstruction, and it's not been a good, Jen is so active that it's kind of crazy for her to be so cooped up like she has been, and not being able to drive, because Jen's like a driver. She's a driver. She's a winner. She's got to be out in her car driving around all over town, or else she's not happy. She puts about a gazillion miles on her car every year. But it's killing her to be down there, and it's killing her that I have to drive. And, but hopefully we go to the doctor tomorrow, and we're hoping we get good news for her tomorrow. So everybody keep Jen in your prayers and hope that she gets to wear a boot so she can drive again. That'll make her really happy. But yeah, the whole thing was, it's funny how the world works is, I just built that armor to clear out the closet, and it kind of reignited. It wasn't just that. It was also the live stream I did with Benji, the Saber Nerds episode I did with Benji. And Benji's like, dude, you need a 3D printer. And by the time that we finished all that, and I got a 3D printer, and I'm starting to print out stuff here in my house that I had to buy before. And it's so convenient just being able to print something out that I need. Like right now, I'm printing out this, E11 blaster. And, I'm not going to install all the parts in it, because I'm actually going to put, electronics in this. This is going to be a Profi blaster for my Stormtrooper costume. And then, the guy that didn't want me to be in the 501st with my Stormtrooper, someday when he sees, my costume in full, including the audio stuff that I'll have going with it and my blaster, maybe he'll regret that he denied me. So at any rate, it's pretty awesome. So what I was thinking about doing tonight, in addition, I got to tell you guys something else too. I'm going to be dropping some stuff for sale on my YouTube channel. So this is a heavy grade NeoPixel blade, clear heavy grade, like the one you see me bash against the tree. That's going to be for sale. I've got this is going to be a triple strip. This is a photonic green. I'm also going to be doing a photonic red. That'll be dual strip or KR pixel stick. And then I also have a trans white, and this is a this is the triple. So this is uses the same as the TriStar. So that's a trans white. That's going to be for sale. And then of course the cross guard with the 1-inch blade and the Quillians and the Profi board 3.9 and the Solo Sabers chassis. All that's going to be up for sale here shortly. I'm hoping to have those blades built maybe this weekend. Some of them, 3 of them already are built. 4 of them are already built. I just got to, finish them out. The photonic green one's going to be a tooth triple. So it'll have triple strips in it. It'll be, it'll be using the TriStar stuff. And I have another clear TriStar blade that's going to be for sale. And everybody asked me, what I thought about the TriStars, and, they're bright. They're evenly illuminated, but, they hog a lot of energy, and, they really do. But it's still a cool blade. So I'm going to have those for sale along with the KRO or crossguard that's going to be installed with a Profi board 3.9. So as I was starting to talk about the Profi board 3.9, I've had one now for 2 years. And of course, mine was a 3.7. Frederick made a couple of changes and, called it a 3.9. And, the biggest advantage that a 3.9 has is onboard charging. So you can actually charge your battery through the USB port. That's one advantage they have. I guess if you want to call that an advantage. The second advantage, which I don't know if it's an advantage or not, is it uses a different SD card reading strategy. And so it can actually read files from the SD card much faster than the Profi board 2.2. So if you like spamming your Sabers, with like clashes and blasts, and I think I've showed that, on the channels about how to spam the Sabers and the Profi board 2.2. A lot of times the effects on the blade would kind of slow down, when you were spamming the Saber with sounds, because it was just the processor in the Saber was doing all it could to pull those sounds off the SD card, and it was bogging down the processor where the blade effect started bogging down. So the new Profi board, the 3.9, basically fixed a lot of that so the board doesn't bog down. And I think I showed that in the demo videos back when I first installed that thing 2 years ago. So, it's pretty exciting post-pandemic that the Profi board 3.9s are out there now. But if anybody thinks there's going to be life-ending changes from Profi board 2.2 to 3.9, I think you're going to be disappointed, because there's just not. Profi board 2.2 is a great board, and if you can get a Saber with a Profi board 2.2 on it, especially if it was installed by somebody like Jeremy that knows what they're doing, you're still going to have a great Saber. There is absolutely nothing wrong with a Profi board 2.2. Nothing at all. A Profi board 2.2 is just as capable outside of spamming as a Profi board 3.9. But, I definitely wanted to just talk really quick about that since they dropped. But yeah, I didn't even have a heads up that they were dropping. I saw it was a surprise. It surprised me just as much as it did everyone else. I was like, oh, I guess Profi board 3s are coming out. But yeah, Cole, deep sleep is something that Frederick's been promising ever since Profi board 2.2 was invented. And there was actually a fatal flaw on 2.2 where deep sleep would not work on that, which is why he invented the version 3 of the board. But deep sleep's still going to require a massive modification to the Profi OS for it to work. So it's still not there. I've said it offline. I mean, I'll say it here on this video tonight, and I don't want to sound like a curmudgeon, but to me, with all these features that are being added in the Profi OS, and the funny thing was Dimitri even posted about this, in one of the groups. He was like, it's advancing so quickly, he couldn't keep up with it, and he doesn't use 90% of the stuff that they've added. And you can fit more presets on 3.9. Yes, it's got a little bit more memory on it. That is true. But I'm not a gazillion presets on my Sabers kind of guy. I mean, to me, each Saber, I'm kind of like with Benji Graham on this. I heard Benji talk about this before, where Benji's like, if I've got a Graflex, I've got a couple of Graflex fonts on it, and that's pretty much about it. And, it used to be when I first got into Sabers, I was trying to put as many sound fonts as I could on a Saber. I know Kyberphonics is still on here. He's like, oh, that's sacrosanct. What are you talking about? Put more fonts on your Sabers. And, because the more fonts you put on there, the happier Jesse is, but yeah, I don't know, you get around 10 presets on a Saber. That's usually enough for me to be happy. I mean, hell, even on my Graflex, the Mentor Graflex, which is a very complicated chassis with a lot of, alternate LEDs on it. I think I've got 10 or 12 presets on that thing, and that's plenty. That's plenty. I wouldn't want any more on that Graflex. But yeah, there's not much of a difference between a 3.9 and a 2.2 for those that had concerns about that. But we're getting back to talking about the Propi OS. You're going to have, and Deep Sleep will not be in OS 7 that just got released. Deep Sleep hopefully will be in the next iteration. And this is me. This is not, I am not a representative of Profi or the Profi OS. I'm an independent Saber guy. I mean, I'll install CFX, Profi. I don't care. Nano Biscotti even. I don't care. I'll install any soundboard. I'm not loyal to anyone. I currently happen to like Profi more, but some of the stuff going on in the OS, it might be advancing too rapidly to where people are just overwhelmed. And I think that's a scary thing too about open sources. It can be iterated so rapidly that you start losing people. And, Dmitry Stock even said something about that, like I said in one of the other groups. But what I would like to see, and this is me, this is Meg2Sith, this is Tom talking, this is not, yeah, I'm not too proud to install a kill switch either. I want the focus to be on Deep Sleep. I want us to stop trying to add all these new features that nobody understands, and I want us to work on Deep Sleep. If that was the full intention behind the Profi Board 3, then let's get Deep Sleep working. That's huge to me. So let's get Deep Sleep working, and we'll go from there. But that'll make me really happy is if we start working on Deep Sleep. So definitely wanted to talk about that a little bit. And that's about it. So anybody else got anything? Did I miss any other questions? Got to have your non-character hilt with a bunch of cool fonts. But yeah, the actual character hilts, it almost feels wrong to have fonts on it that aren't meant for that Saber. Almost. Yeah, I know. I mean, I usually put crossguard on or unstable, on all my Sabers because, I'm a Kylo Ren in the 501st Legion, and I like that sound font a lot, or those, because, Kyberphonics is unstable and KSIS is crossguard. But yeah, I mean, I know, Jeremy, I can't imagine, Jeremy's building so many Sabers. It is hard for Jeremy to keep up. There are a lot of features, and a lot of it has to do with blade styles, and the blade styles are far more complex. I guess the biggest thing you need to know, Jeremy, is that, you can go get the latest blade styles for the latest OS from Fernando's from FET263's site. But as far as understanding how those blade styles are written, I mean, they lost me 2 OSs ago. So, once we left OS 4 and went into OS 5, I've been kind of lost on making my own blade styles, which is sad because when, I first got into Teensy Saber, I was actually writing my own blade styles and enjoying learning about coding. But that was when blade styles were like one sentence long. Now blade styles are like a chapter in a novel. But yeah, these things can be tough. I am not going to be doing commission lightsabers anymore, probably until I retire. That's another thing is I was up for promotion in the time that I've been gone, and it didn't work out. And I'm okay with that because it would have been a nightmare to get promoted above where I'm at. For those of y'all that don't know, I'm a 28-year police officer in the city of Wilmington, North Carolina, and I'm a captain, so I'm pretty high up already. And I was up for a chief slot, and I'm kind of relieved that I didn't get it. Um, you know, I'm moving on. I'm very close to retirement from police work. And, maybe when I retire from police work, I'll have more time to install lightsabers for people by taking commissions. But, I'm still going to be installing lightsabers and selling them, which is, what I've always done. But I'm not going to be taking commissions anymore. I'll just build the lightsabers that I want and sell them off. Because, I have enough. I mean, those of y'all that haven't seen my collection, there's my Kylo Ren stuff. And, I got other sabers up there you guys can't see because they're up on those shelves, but Graflexes, it's all pretty cool. I have enough sabers. I don't want any more sabers. And so December of 24 is what it looking like my retirement date's going to be. So I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, Jeremy, 5.9 was one of my favorite iterations of the operating system. And, once we went into OS 6 and then into OS 7, I mean, OS 7 fixed a lot of things I didn't like about OS 6. But, it's still very, very complicated. OS 7 with edit mode, I mean, you can get into menus on the Saber and get totally lost. And, there's ways to back out of it and run home to mama, but if somebody doesn't read the instructions, they could brick their Saber. So I mean, to me, I totally understand why you put them on 5.9, and then if they want to upgrade their Saber to the latest OS with all of Fernando's blade styles, I mean, they can learn how to do it. There's plenty of resources out there for them, and in a way, I admire your simplicity. I've always tried to put the latest OS on the lightsabers, and I just had a Graflex that just went out the door. It was a T-Roast Graflex that went down to a 501st Legion member in Florida, and he got it. And I put the latest and greatest blade styles on it. I put oh yeah, yep. Well, I hear you, Jesse, but I put the latest. What's Fernando's accurate blade style called? The rotoscope. And I put the latest, greatest rotoscope on this lightsaber and shipped it down to Florida. And the guy's in the 501st Legion. And he's like, hey, I don't like that. I don't like that blade style. We just want it to be plain, no flickering. And I was like, I think you might be the only person on the entire planet that wants a plain blade. Because the guy before him, Andrew Paul, when I did his Saber, he didn't think the rotoscope was extreme enough. And he wanted me to, to put the extreme rotoscope on all the presets, which I eventually did. But, it's really hard to make everyone happy. And there's so much stuff out there. And people are watching Fernando's videos or my videos or Jeremy's videos, and they kind of get an idea of what they want, but they don't really know what they're getting until they get it, and then they're upset about it, and that just makes a lot of work. On top of the fact that I had a bad experience with that Graflex that I shipped out. USPS, didn't really treat the package with respect and actually broke. Now, this is a replica Graflex lightsaber, and for those of you that have installed those things, the little button underneath the red button on a replica lightsaber, they dropped this package so hard that it broke the button under the red button in the chassis. And of course, that package also had the blade in it, the NeoPixel blade, and the blade wasn't working on receipt. So he had to send it back. Of course, I had to pay for all that. And then I fixed the blade and sent it back. And then he got it and the blade was still broken. He had to send it back again. And this last time I shipped the Saber and blade separate, and I really bulletproofed the blade with a lot of crap that I really don't like doing on blades, and he got it and everything's working. Of course, I had to pay for all that back and forth shipping. That's my warranty, because I'm not going to be satisfied if somebody's going to get a Saber that's not functioning. So, yeah. It was definitely more than a 3-foot drop. I don't know what in the hell they did to break the button underneath the red button on a Graflex replica, but it was bad. The rabbit ears were bent. That Saber took one hell of a lick. Now look, it was in a box inside of a box full of bubble wrap, and that still happened. And that's when I was like, wow, they really abused that. It was almost to the point where I thought I should file a claim because I had shipped it insured, but I didn't file a claim, but I probably should have, because basically, everybody thinks that these Saber installers are making tons of profit. Jeremy, he usually doesn't ship blades with his Sabers, so it makes his life a lot easier, because shipping blades can get expensive because the box is so long. But shipping blades can also get expensive if they get damaged en route, because then you got to bring them back and fix them and ship them back out. Shipping a blade, usually even in the U.S., domestic, is never less than $20. And, $20 back and forth that 3 times. And this guy in Florida was about killed me. I can tell you that the profit margin on that lightsaber was pretty much a zero or a wash for me. And, that's kind of why I can't really do this right now. Not when I'm working full time still and doing Jen's company's job. So, you can see, like, you can't even see my thing behind me now, because one of Jen's machines is there, and you can see her other machines over there, engraving machines. So that's all Jen's business on that side of. Yeah, I figured it would be a nightmare to file a claim with the Postal Service, so I just didn't do it. But, I probably should have, because it just really ate into my profit margin. But my TK is approved on the 501st Legion. I just want to troop, y'all. I just want to bring a smile to kids' faces and, make some cool electronics inside this blaster, which this is going to be a Profi blaster. It's going to be awesome. It'll have a Tri-Cree in it, and it'll be a red, blue. And I want to put a big-ass speaker in this thing. I don't know how big of a speaker I can fit in that, but it needs to be huge. Yeah, it's an engraving business, Cole. So basically, the company is called Band of Honor, www.bandofhonor.com, and we make bracelets like this for officers that were killed in the line of duty. This one is a friend of mine, Don Miller, that was killed. He actually died on Christmas Day in 2000. But we make those bracelets for them. But we do dog tags and bracelets for military personnel. We can make bracelets for basically any occasion. But yeah, that's what her business is. So, we've been pretty busy this last month because it was, police week. And, we had to go up to Virginia and DC with her business. And, she's been in a non-weight bearing cast that whole time. So it's made our lives kind of crazy. But, we're getting through it. We have a major doctor appointment tomorrow with her, and hoping she gets out of that cast so she can drive and walk and everything else again. It will be awesome. Well, Cole, so right now we can only etch on the flat surfaces, but they do make tools so you can etch on round things and actually engrave saber straps. The thought has crossed my mind, but the tools and equipment we need for our machines to do round objects is pretty expensive. But yes, our machines will do that, but you have to have the other stuff. So we could definitely do that in the future, but that would definitely be another big investment. And we had to make a pretty big investment in our equipment since we bought the business. So, that's that. But yeah, it's been months since I've seen you guys, and I'm sorry, between Jen's surgery and Ella's surgery, and, I've had some health problems, the deputy chief thing, bagpipes, the Azalea Festival, St. Patrick's Day, Police Week, Bracelet Company, Jen surgery. I've been very, 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 very busy. Yeah, it is rotary, and learn it all, then make videos. I hear you, Cole. I hear you. Yeah, we definitely got to buy the rotary equipment for these machines, but they will do it. But that would be cool. to be able to do saber shrouds and to be able to engrave lightsabers. Trust me, the thought has crossed my mind. But also with the 3D printing, we can make saber stands and engrave metal plaques for the saber stands. So, I wanted to start an Etsy store and get there. We can do the printing where you actually print on your computer printer and then you burn it onto the metal, or you melt it onto the metal. I forget what method that's called, but we could do that here. So yeah, I mean, this is all really cool stuff for us to be able to possibly branch out her business into the lightsaber community as well and tie us all in, but we're just not ready to make that jump yet. We're just trying to get the bracelet stuff, working like it should. And then we definitely want to expand what we're doing to make money for the business. But I'm glad I got to check in with everybody and see everybody. And we hope to get back to Saber Nerds. And I wanted to do a second episode with Benji because we never even got to finish with Benji because, he talks all the time. But I want to get back to Saber Nerds next week. That's a big deal for me to get back into Saber Nerds. I'm pretty excited about that. I hope the stream's been working out. I'm on new internet. This is actually T-Mobile internet. So sayonara, Spectrum, aka Time Warner. You cable companies, you suck. T-Mobile has been a lot better for us and a lot cheaper. So, but Cole, I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you've done for me. Y'all have all done a lot for me too. I've learned from y'all, talked a lot with y'all, and y'all have got me through some tough times. I was actually doing these Monday Megtooth Lives were actually happening when I was going through my divorce, and my first marriage and divorce was really rough, and y'all helped me get through all that. And, that seems like forever ago. It was 5-6 years ago that all that happened. And, since then I got married, been promoted, and, had some crazy times, built some great lightsabers, and, bought a business, have a great family now again, and I'm close to retirement, and I'm very excited about what the future may hold and where I may go. And not only that, I am excited about building the Mandalorian costume. So this is my goal. I want the Mandalorian costume to be finished before Halloween. So when I get my next paycheck, I'm ordering the jumpsuits so I can start sewing the jumpsuits. And then I have various parts of the costume of armor actually in various stages of finishing downstairs. The finished stuff is up here. I may redo the chest plate, but I don't know. It's okay. But I may redo it and make it better. But, that's pretty good. It's not too shabby. And then the stomach plate, which goes underneath that, isn't too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad, guys. But I may redo those, refinish them, because I can make them better, because I learned a lot of stuff doing the helmet. But at any rate, I think we're going to call it quits for tonight. So everybody keep your eye out on my channel. If I can't get Benji Graham on to do episode 2, I'll try to grab somebody else. Eventually hope we're going to get Cole, Jeremy, everyone else in here on these Tuesday night Saber Nerd episodes. This is what I'm hoping they'll be. But if I can't get anybody next week, I'm going to turn Saber Nerds around on me, and I'll answer all my stupid ass questions. And hey, Kendall Hall, yeah, you missed it, but that's okay. It'll be going on there. Struggled for Cisco Kid 5446. They struggled for 2 years trying to look into how to build a Profi Saber. He said thanks. Hey, Cincy, great to see you back. Yeah, hashtag everybody. Ooh, Smooth Jazz Family, you mentioned about Saber, etc. coming for sale. Yes. So the KRR crossguard is going to be for sale. I'll show it to you really quick. I'm having to reinstall it, and this one is going to have Profi Board 3.9 in it. That's one of the reasons I'm reinstalling it, but I'm also putting a Solo Sabers chassis in it, which will be a lot better. So this is the KRR crossguard that's going to be for sale. I did all the weathering on it myself. It's awesome. It's going to come with the quillions and the 1-inch blade with the blade guard on it. I'll show you what that looks like. So here's the 1-inch blade, and at the base of it, it has the flame on it that goes along with the coils. And these are all installed with NeoPixels. So this is a NeoPixel Saber, be Profit Board 3.9. You know, it'll be expensive. It ain't going to be cheap, but that's one heck of a lightsaber there. And then I'm also going to have, like I said, a heavy grade NeoPixel blade. This is a clear heavy grade NeoPixel blade. This is a thick walled. This is like the one you saw me bashing against the tree in that video. I built this one just as tough as that blade, maybe even tougher. It's heavy. That one's going to be for sale. I'm doing a triple strip photon green blade. I'm doing a dual strip or KR on a photon red. And then I have a triple strip trans white blade. And then I'll probably have a couple pixel stick blades that'll be for sale. So yeah, Smooth Jazz family, keep an eye on that because those sales will be coming up once I finish the installs. But thank you everybody else for coming in. You know, Kyberphonic, Cinzy, all you guys, thank you for coming back to check out the show. And hopefully we'll be back to Saber Nerds here shortly. Everybody keep Jeff Birch in your prayers. He hadn't been real specific about whatever he's going through, but I know he's got a bunch of crap going on with his family and extended family and his friends. So everybody keep Jeff Birch in your thoughts and prayers. I don't know what Jeffy's going through, but you know, it's got to be tough. It seems like he just keeps getting stuff stacked up on him. You know, he is currently being tested a lot like Job. So Birch, you're in our prayers. If you see this, buddy, hang in there. We all love you. And, you know, for everyone else, thank you all for tuning in. And, you know, we will see you all next time. And if we don't get Benji back in next week, it'll be me. So everybody, #NerdUp. Thanks for joining in. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. As usual, I really appreciate y'all tuning in on my channel. And as always,